Greetings again, YouTube. This is part 3 to the recap. I want to backtrack just a little bit because I think I jumped the gun. Around the first appointment with my oncologist, they didn't really know too much information about the lymphoma that I had. All they knew it was a lymphoma. So when I first met with my oncologist around, I think in November, somewhere around the beginning of December, my oncologist wanted me to schedule an appointment with the ENT. Sorry, I'm walking. The ENT there in Bethesda. However, when I scheduled that appointment, the earliest they could have had me in was around, I think it was around December 15th. Yep, it was in November. When I first met my oncologist, it was in November. It was, he said he could get me in around December 15th, and from that point on, I believe it was almost a month away. So I had to just take that and just bear with it. So once I got that appointment scheduled, I went home, and my ENT doctor from the previous diagnosis, real great lady. She emailed me. Well, she texted me and asked me how I was doing, and adjusting everything. And I told her that I met with my oncologist and we got everything scheduled. And I told her that I had to have the excisional biopsy done on the left side of my neck. See if I can get a good shot of that. Right there. It comes from right here to about right there. I told her that they wanted to get the excisional biopsy so they can get more information about the lymphoma and everything like that. And I told her the date. It was like December 15th. And she was like, if that's all they need, she can do the procedure herself, and I won't have to wait almost a month just to get it done. So once I hear that, I was really excited, and I think she got me scheduled. I think I sent her that text message. Well, she sent me that text message on that Friday, and she got me in to the surgery room, I think that following Wednesday. She did a procedure. She cut it, and she left a piece of the lymph node inside so they can use as a marker whenever when going through my treatment, so they can see how I'm progressing with the treatments and everything. So she said once she cut it, it's just all I guess the tissue just all fell out of the lymph node. She said it was pretty much like an orange pulp type tissue texture, I guess you could say, and it all came out and whatnot. But going from there, she sent all of that stuff off to the lab, and my oncologist from Walter Reed scheduled another appointment so she can follow up with me, which was around the same time I came back in, and this around December, the middle of December, and that's when she told me about the stage and what we're dealing with, and the treatments, and six treatments, no radiation, and they all get together as a team to look at the case and look at the overall health and all the other good stuff of the patient. And so I did all of that. From that point on, I had an echo scan of my heart so they can see how strong my heart was before treatment, because when you're doing chemo treatments, it has a big effect on your heart. I had to do, I guess you can say, a lung capacity test or something. I had to put their hands on my chest and inhale and exhale and all the other good stuff. Had to do a PET scan. prior to, I forgot to mention that, to see if it was anywhere else in my body, which it wasn't. PET scan is pretty cool. You get this radioactive sugar that they inject you with and put you in a dark room for like 45 minutes to an hour or so. But that was before the treatment started, I believe. I can't remember. If you haven't heard, chemo treatments really mess with your memory and above everything else. But after that, that's when after the staging and everything, echo scan of my heart, that's when I got my port placed, and that's when I went into the treatments and whatnot. But from that point on, December 21st was when I first got my treatments, like I said before, and I went every 3 weeks on a Tuesday, every 21 days. Chemo treatments dropped my white blood cells, my white blood cells very low every single time, and I had to take a shot called Neupogen the day after chemo treatments. So the Neupogen is to boost the white blood cells so your body can continue to fight off infections and colds and stuff like that. And I think that's about it. And here we are today, 7 months later, and like I said before, I'm waiting on the 23rd so I can do my first PET scan and my last PET scan and my only PET scan to verify that it is gone. And even when I switched my care, because I switched my care from my first oncologist to another oncologist since we moved, I have to mention too that for everybody that don't know, I'm a military spouse. My wife is in the Navy, so we went from the Navy treatment room to Fort Belvoir, which is an Army base, and their treatment rooms. Yeah, that's about it. Nothing out of ordinary. Everything is standard procedure when it comes to treatment of this kind, lymphoma. Either you're going to get the aggressive treatment, or it all depends on, I guess, what stage you're in. Or matter of fact, it don't matter what stage you're in. It's just the type of issue that you're dealing with. They all of the same. Chemo treatments all are the same. So they got to treat it aggressive, and hopefully they can get everything taken care of. I did get a book that says non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, large B cell, diffuse large B cell. It's the only one they put the title of curable with. So I feel real good about that. And so that's where I'm at right now, and just waiting to make sure everything's all right, and then I can continue on with the things that I want to do with my life. If you have any questions, feel free to drop the comment below, or questions below, or anything. You can email me, Mr. Keith Crudup at AOL.com, or you can look me up on Instagram, Mr. Crudup 31. And anybody that's experiencing the journey, just know that you have to keep your head up as best as you can. It gets rough, it gets hard, but no matter what, you got to keep pushing, you got to keep fighting. And I pray that if you ever have to experience anything like that, that you have good positive feedback from your treatment room, your doctors, and you have a great support system. You have great family that's supporting you, and loved ones that's going to be loving on you. Have a good day.